Okay, so let's have a look at the S&C Revolution Precision Power Supplies made by Lascelles here. There are two of these. There is the infinitely variable version and the switched version. They pretty much offer the same features, only this one is infinitely variable from 0 to 15 volts, and this one is switched in 1 volt steps from 1 to 10, and then gives you options of 12 and 14 as well. As the technology is the same, we'll concentrate on the variable one and we'll take a bit of a closer look at it. These are up-to-date technology power supplies. These run on switch mode units rather than the majority of school power supplies, much like this one, which use the older technology, transformer and rectifier systems. What that means is a number of things that makes this stand out above the rest, and we'll go through them slowly. So, as I said, this is voltage regulated from 0 to 15 volts, infinitely variable, and it has an 8 amp current capability. So this will draw up to 8 amps at 15 volts for as long as you like. It's automatically overcurrent protected, and we'll demonstrate that by just putting a short on the outputs. As soon as a unit senses more than 8 amps being taken, it will turn the voltage right down to 0 and no current will flow. And it will constantly monitor that output until the fault's rectified, and it will restore whatever voltage you had set to it. So there's no fuses to reset, there's no buttons to press, it's all done automatically. Now, these have a very, very easy max voltage setting. Rather than fiddly grub screws or anything like that, there is a small window here that's adjusted by an Allen key, and you can set that to whatever voltage you like. So if we set it down at 8 volts, what that does is it allows the voltage control to work as normal from 0 all the way up to your set voltage at 8 volts there, and then above that the voltage control does nothing at all. And this is easily adjusted with the provided Allen key. Because these are switch mode supplies, that cuts down on weight dramatically. These are only 2.2 kilos, so they're incredibly light. An average supply like this is going to weigh over 5 probably, and you'll easily fit 4 of these into a standard Gratnell's tray. So around about 9 kilos you can carry 4 of these around quite happily. Now, earlier I mentioned that these are voltage regulated, and really speaking we need to look at what that means. And to do that I'm going to use one of our old traditional power supplies that we've got lying around here. Okay, so this unit is set on the dial to 12 volts, a fairly common voltage used in schools, and all we're going to do is monitor the actual voltage at our outputs here on this meter. So if I turn it on, it's 12 volts on the dial and we're reading a 16.2 volt output. Now, what's common to all of this type of supply is the voltage output is directly related to the current draw from it. So on open circuit like this, we'd expect a slightly higher reading. So what I'm going to do is use this set of resistors and this ammeter to draw a load, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so that's drawing 0.39, 0.4 of an amp. And we can already see the voltage now has dropped to 13.8, a lot closer to our 12. But this supply is rated for a 3 amp continuous rating. So if we go ahead and try and draw that 3 amps by altering our resistor here, we're now at 3 amps exactly, and you can see our voltage output has dropped to 7.4 volts, even though the dial is set at 12. This isn't specific to this particular supply. All supplies that use this technology have this fault. This being regulated means that it doesn't. So let's look at that now. Okay, so with this unit, we've got it set at 11.53 volts on the meter at the front, again open circuit, and we'll do the same thing. We'll draw a load from it and we'll look at what that does. So we'll start off drawing the 0.3, 0.4 of an amp as before, and we're on 11.5354 open circuit, 11.51 when drawing 0.3 of an amp. So a very, very small drop there. If we go ahead and do the same sort of thing and up the current, drawing 4.5 amps now, and you can see again a very small drop. That's open circuit, 4.5 amps, and increase that even to just over 6 amps, 6.5 amps. You can see this is fully regulated, and you know that whatever you set this to when it leaves the prep room, that's the voltage it's going to deliver in the lab, regardless of what you connect to it. Okay, so that's the S&C Precision Revolution variable and switched power supplies. Thanks for watching.